it for the love.
Lonely, I'm so lonely. I have nobody for my own. The neighbors are going to hate me.
I do it for the love.
Hello everybody. This one is for all the broken hearts out there, all the suckers for love, all the hopeless romantics, all the tortured souls just like me. I know your pain, and it's especially for someone I met that I liked, but his heart was broken by his first love, and I figured if I make a video about how to heal your broken heart, you can give it to me. Let's hope he detects sarcasm.
I do it for the love.
If anyone is qualified about talking about broken hearts, it's me, because I got a fucking PhD in broken hearts. My heart got broken 5 times in 5 years by the big love of my life. And I'm smiling now, but I was not smiling then. I can promise you it was the most horrific time or times of my life. So I'm really qualified to speak about this, I can say. So let's get started and try to fix that pumping thing of blood and vessels and whatever it consists of. I have to disappoint at front. There's no like shortcut or easy fix or magic pill, although there are, but we're not going for that today. Okay, first rule is the only way out is through. I know that does not sound very appealing. I have to disappoint, but there's no way around it. You have to feel your emotions, let them in, don't resist them, because what you resist persists. First, if it just happened, please take your time to rest. I needed to sleep a lot. When you get rejected, it's a lot of stress on your body. People are wired for connection, and if rejection happens, your body needs to recover from that. Don't be ashamed of it. Take time off from work. Don't mind if they don't understand and say stupid things like there are worse things in the world. I heard that shit so many times. They're probably right, but they also need to live a little more and get their heart broken sometimes, and then come talk to me. Also, don't feel sensitive or dramatic. Don't mind if people think you are. They're probably just cold and heartless, and I would take sensitive and dramatic above that every time. Be open with your emotions to the people you trust. If you dare, maybe to strangers, you will be surprised how many people have their own story and go to their own struggles, and if you open up, then they will too, and that connection will heal your heart faster. Don't play games. I did that a lot, guilty as hell, and it's not worth it. It maybe will give you some results in the short run. You can always manipulate people for a while, but then it ends and you'll feel like shit because you're not authentic, and we're all for that, you know. So don't give people the silent treatment. Don't go out partying like you have a lot of fun just to make them jealous or miss you or whatever. Don't get with other people just for the sake of it. Don't say things you don't mean. Don't try to get control over the situation by manipulating and doing things that are not a reflection of how you feel. So that's really a big one. I made that mistake a lot of times and it backfired in my face. Think in every moment what can I do right now that will make me feel just a little bit better? It doesn't has to make you happy, because it's probably not possible, especially in the beginning, but just maybe neutral or not that depressed. Maybe read a book I like, or watch something, or take a bath, go to the sauna. I always went for a coffee with a friend that I felt really comfortable with. That's a lot better than doing something maybe that's very far from your emotional state at that moment, like going to a big party and acting all fake and fun. It's not at your emotional level at that moment, so the next day it will backfire because you're not being authentic. Be creative. Express yourself. Like, it's very important to channel all those bottled up, whatever, emotions, and redirect them in something constructive. Like, I always started like knitting like woolen hats, because it always happens in the winter time. It was really horrible around Christmas, like got a big trauma around Christmas. It's really sad actually. Declutter your house. That really made space in my head and made me feel refreshed. Or if you like dancing or painting, or I don't know, whatever creative thing you like. Next one is, do not be hard on yourself. Like, in the beginning, when after the breakup, I smoked like a chimney. I don't know, do you say that in English? You know what I mean, like, it's a really bad habit. But in the beginning, just forgive yourself, deal with the bad habits later, but really do it, because it will keep you under a certain happiness point. Watch your mind, watch what you say to yourself in your mind. You probably made mistakes, yes, but you have to remember yourself that you always do your best in that moment. Like, you can't do better than your level of consciousness at that moment. Just say to yourself, next time I know better, because you learned, and that's that. So don't torture yourself. Try to see your part in the breakup. Try to take responsibility for the things you've done that you could have done better, and without punishing yourself. By taking responsibility, you're able to move out of the victim role of poor me, why does this always happen to me, I'm not good enough, you know what I mean? It's a really helpless role to be in, and you need to take your power back to move on. Also, trust the universe. It's a really important one. It sounds a bit woo-woo, but I really believe it. And I got a lot of evidence that it's true, because every time something hurtful happens, afterwards I always see the purpose of it and the meaning behind it, and then I think, if I would have known in that moment, I wouldn't have suffered that much. Let go of the human nature to want to control everything. Like, if there's something you cannot control, then it's people. Trust me, I know. And if you try, you will suffer a lot. So what helped me was teaching myself some breathing techniques or short meditations to rewire your brain to get more in the present moment, and to get a little bit of control over your torturing mind sometimes that tries to take you in the past, to all your mistakes and the shoulda, woulda, coulda stuff, or into the future, where you're all lonely with your 10 cats and rocking chair and no one to hold you at night. Lonely, I have nobody for my own. So that's that. I hope I was of any help for you, because Maybe it's not that obvious always, but I really take this seriously. I know your pain, it's not a joke. I really, really do. Like, maybe I'll make a video about it so you'll know, like, I'll try not to cry. No, I really know your pain. Take care of your hearts. Really nourish them. Protect them a little bit, but not too much. You need to live passionately, otherwise it's not worth it, and you need to feel the love and the connections, and you don't want to be like, no, don't touch me, don't touch. Like, that's not a life. Like, wants to live like that, you need to be open and give, but like, try to use your senses to who you give it to. Like, that's what I want to give to you today. And yeah, I hope I see you in my next video. Pardon.